Hello, I'm Corelli. Welcome to my channel. This is episode 367 of my Cat Vibes series. Today I'm painting a piece called Long Tree Fingers. As far as I remember, Radiohead had a song. It had to do something with trees and fingers, but I can't quite remember. I really can't quite remember. But anyways, before we go any further, I want to urge you to subscribe to my channel and to hit the bell notification to enable all notifications. Oh, this has been quite a ride with these wood panels. And I keep obsessively painting scene after scene after scene after scene. Part of me wishes that I had larger canvases for all of these respective smaller paintings. And part of me feels like, I guess, feels like I'm trying to catch up to years of not painting in oil. And I don't think that I can exactly explain this feeling unless you know what I'm talking about. Imagine if there was something that you really wanted to do. You really wanted to do it your whole life, and for whatever reason, you just didn't do it. And then you almost put that idea to rest and you think, well, that's probably a little too late for me, or there are other pressing issues, or there are other projects, or there's a different occupation entirely. In my case, it's music. There's survival, there is trauma, there is relations, there is, life gets in the way and all those things. A whole ton of things. And you keep it on the back burner and you think to yourself for the longest time, well, when I will get old, then maybe I'll buy me some oil paint and some canvas and I'll start painting. Because at that point, probably I won't be able to make music, I won't be able to scream and yell and do extreme vocals and that kind of thing. And you kind of keep it on the back burner, you keep telling yourself this lie. But then at some point the dam breaks. Because I guess back in the year 2023 I reached a point where I started to feel like I really should start living in the present. I really should start living now, instead of putting things on the back burner and hoping that maybe one day I will get to that. No, it won't happen. Or rather, it's very unlikely to happen. Life happens now, and it has to be lived right now. And unless it is lived right now, it doesn't make much sense. So I started to, there was a long journey that I was on for the past roughly year and a half. I stopped doing a whole lot of things that I used to do. I stopped wasting my time on a whole bunch of stuff that I used to waste my time on. I've radically changed myself, and this is an ongoing process. I keep doing this, and I keep embracing more and more and leaning into my true self. I gotta tell you that it made me a lot more comfortable in my skin. And it's kind of, it's a multifaceted process. There is a lot of elements that goes into it. And a lot of self-help, a lot of self-healing, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of going back and forth between the events of my life, and not for the purpose of reassuring myself that I'm a victim of circumstance, but rather for the sake of understanding what truly happened, what really happened to me, and how do I pick myself, how do I assemble those bits and pieces of myself that were scattered, and how do I discover myself, and how do I build myself up from there. And this took a while, this took months. In that regard, I'm thinking that it's a very, very good thing that I stopped spending my time on cat talks because I was just throwing out those rants, but actually I should have been spending that time reflecting on things and taking action. But eventually I got to that point where I started to take action, and then I started very consciously to cut out all the things that didn't serve me anymore. And I'm still not done yet, really. But as I'm cutting out all those things that don't serve me, and I leave only the things that are real, life becomes more colorful because then it allows for space, and that space allows for growth, and it allows for joy and fulfillment and more purpose. And then I found myself seeing a direction. So all in all, it was a very exciting journey, and this journey unfolds. There's a lot of change going on. I am very satisfied with this change. I think it kind of escalated. I think it kind of coincides with what I would refer to as the unfreezing, because I think one of the big things that I did not realize when I just got here is that immigration depression is a real thing. I had been severely dissociated from myself, from my surroundings, from my life. Immigration is a very difficult thing to endure for anybody, not just me. And me, being a hypersensitive person, it pushed that button in me. My defense reaction, my defense mechanism since my childhood was to shut off. And so I shut off. And I was kind of running on autopilot until I realized, roughly in the year 2023, and then even more so in 2024, I realized that I was shut off. And I wasn't only shut off because of immigration, because of the sheer stress of it. The change in my surroundings, the loss of autonomy, the loss of my freedom, the loss of my life, and feeling like my life slipped out of my hands. But I was shut off for years even before I came here, which was even worse to realize. And so that urged me to rapidly try to take matters in my own hands again. And with that came a sense of urgency, came a sense that I should definitely stop wasting my time on all the unnecessary, minuscule things that don't really make a damn difference. I should focus only on the things that actually really matter. You know, kind of along the lines of having the mindset of like, I have only 24 hours to live, so let's go. This kind of thing turned out to be very helpful. And I'm just expanding on this mindset every day. So going back to this painting and, all the other paintings, I find myself rushing a little bit. I'm in a hurry. Not because I'm impatient, but because I feel the urgency of life. And the urgency to reconnect, the urgency to capture, the urgency to express, the urgency to live. That's why. Here's the finished painting, and thank you very much for being with me, and until next time, ciao.